Community Viewpoint.
And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host for this segment. And this segment we're going to be dealing with drugs, taking back drugs, not taking them. We have with us today Albert Bass, who is the program director from Nye Community Coalition, and there he is.
Thank you, John.
And that's a mighty big task you got over there. I used to work for West Care as a drug counselor, and drugs, I haven't dealt with them in a long time, but this is what you're working with is a National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day?
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what that is? I'm totally unaware what that is, so please tell us and the folks out there, please.
Yep. Well, back in 2010, the DEA implemented the Disposal Act, and basically that is the Responsible Drug and Disposal Act, so that we had a program across the nation for people to be able to dispose properly of their unused, unneeded drugs. Instead of just flushing them down the toilet or putting them in the trash, they end up, places they don't need to be.
Back in the day, we were told to flush it down our toilets, and unfortunately, folks, we have septic tanks here.
Right.
And you don't want to do that.
Right.
Leave that as your what people remember you by.
Right. And most people I talk to still do that, flush their drugs down the toilet or just throw them directly in the trash.
All right, so we're going to do it the right way, folks.
Right. And the right way is dispensing with those medications properly by getting them into a dispensary unit that we have spread throughout our county. They're spread throughout the nation. There's probably over 6,000, like that little green box that you see on the screen there, there's about 6,000 plus of those throughout the country where you can take your unwanted pills, prescriptions, drugs, and drop them in there. Typically, those are available in locations during their business hours. So like here we have the hospital. Well, while the hospital is open pretty much 24/7, you can take them in there. The sheriff's office unit, their evidence room, there's a box in there, and you could take it there, when they're open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, for example.
Oh, okay. Now at the hospital, is it emergency room or is it over in the main?
No, it's over off to the main side, the main entrance.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where are some other? Are those the only two that we have down here?
No, and for Nye County, in our area here in Pahrump, we actually have them at the Healthcare Partners, Desert View Hospital, the Pahrump Senior Center as well, and one of the rooms off at the Pahrump Senior Center, so we get quite a few meds returned in there. And then at the Nye County Sheriff's Office in the evidence room.
We're bad. The old people are bad. We've got a lot of meds, so
Well,
I could say that, yes.
I tell you, last year for 2019, just in Nye County, through these programs, we collected over 2,200 pounds of medications. And all of those medications we then kind of sort, we weigh them, we sort them, and then we incinerate them in the incinerator that was given to us through the Attorney General's office.
Really? Okay. So that happens when you have a lot of drugs, or just quarterly, or whatever?
Typically about every Wednesday we're actually burning drugs. So it might be 2 or 3 Wednesdays a month, but that's kind of pretty much scheduled on every Wednesday. And again, it depends on the supply we bring in. Like last week I brought in about 60 pounds from Lincoln County. Lincoln County doesn't have an incinerator, as Esmeralda County doesn't have an incinerator, so we actually do collect drugs from those areas as well in partnership with our sheriff's office. And I pick those up and bring them here, and we put them into our schedule for incineration.
Okay. This is all new to me. Well, I use all of the drugs that I have, so.
We do get a lot of questions on that with the incinerator, because people say, well, now we're just putting all that vapor and smoke into the air.
Okay.
Those incinerators are specially made for that with the type of filtration system.
Okay.
Right, the filtration system to capture a lot of that chemical base. So they're made specifically for doing that.
Yes, that would be important, yes. So tell us a little bit more about this drug take-back day.
Well, like I said, with what you saw on the screen up there, you can take to those locations here in town, and we have them throughout the northern parts of the county as well. You can take and drop them off there as long as those locations are open. But what we do on a national level is twice a year, in April and in October, we have National Drug Take-Back Days.
There it is.
Yep.
Okay.
So the DEA sponsors that twice a year. For Nye County here in Pahrump, we hold our National Drug Take-Back Day on April 25th this year. So it's at April 25th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. in front of the Smith's grocery store. So right up in the southwest corner of Smith's grocery store in their parking lot. We set up some booths there and some boxes, and anybody can come from 10 to 2 and drop off any unused, unwanted, or unnecessary medications, and we will take them.
All right, so those are all filled with drugs and stuff. They keep them in the bottles or what?
No, we need to empty the bottles. So people that bring those in bottles, we take the bottles and put those in the trash, but we put all the pills in the boxes. If they bring in liquids or a lot of creams, we actually dispense those in a box as well and throw the tube away, because we can't incinerate those. You know, the plastics and the tubes, we're not incinerating those, we're incinerating all the medications.
So I'm going to be flying the ointment or whatever, going to be a real pain. You have their bottles. They have their prescription on them, what are their names and stuff. What do you do with the names? Do you scratch them off?
No, we recommend that people can do that with black markers or take the papers off of their bottles.
That's my responsibility.
Most of those, yes, but we get most of those that don't. And so, as you can see there, some of those do and some of them don't. But we take those and put those in the hazmat portion of the dump.
Okay.
So we take those directly. They don't go anywhere else. We take them through myself or the sheriff's office and dispose of those.
Okay. Very interesting. Yeah. So I learned something new for my old age. Yeah. So you've got that for the folks over at the senior center?
Yes, we put that in there last year at the senior center. It was there once before, and then it was removed, and we put that back in there again because we find we pick up a lot of medications there. Once a week or twice a month at minimum, we have the sheriff's office auxiliary unit that goes through those boxes throughout the county and empties them and brings them into evidence, and then where they are weighed and then incinerated. So again, just last year, we accumulated for 2019 over 2,200 pounds of medications just through our county. So it's a lot. And again, nationally, since this program was started in 2010, throughout the nation, this program has collected and dispensed of over 12.7 million pounds of medications.
And that's all to be incinerated?
Yes. And what that's doing, it's keeping them out of your family's hands that do not need them, keeping them out of children's hands so that we're not taking during a theft. They're not being misused accidentally. They're not getting into our ground and water supply.
And your animals are not mistakenly chewing on them, the poor little devils.
Yeah, correct.
So that was very interesting. Now, what about, you said creams, no, liquids? What do we do with, do you know what they do with liquids?
Yes, we do liquids in the same boxes that we do the creams. Okay. And so we take those in there. Again, we're trying to get any medications that you don't use, and these need to be medications that you legally own or a family member. Let's say you had a family member that had lots of medications and they passed, you can bring those in. But it's not your friends and your neighbors. They need to be responsible for bringing those in. These are medications that you are legally responsible for that you can bring in. We do not take illicit narcotics. We do not like to dispense of those. We do have a box when we do our National Drug Take-Back Days because some people ask and bring those in, and I would rather get it off the street and take it into the sheriff's office and have that dispensed of properly, even though it's not really a part of the National Drug Take-Back program.
So you're not going to follow their car and arrest them?
No, absolutely. I'd just rather get it off the street,
yes.
And so that it's not accessible to anyone else.
Okay.
So that makes a big difference. The other thing that they started this last year was vaping products. Because of the severe issues with vaping and vaping products and what that's doing to youth, we can now take any vaping products as well and dispense of those. So that was a big plus.
The devil made vapes. Yeah, that's bad for kids, bad for adults too, because they get hooked on it, and then we have to smell their wonderful smells from their vaping,
right?
As it just permeates everybody,
right? And those have proven to be very dangerous. And
yeah.
One of the things I work with a lot of the other drug programs, vaping products, you can put any type of drug in it nowadays. So it doesn't matter what it is, and there's vaping pens that look just like this pen here. And so we want to make sure that we have a way that people, if you have a family member or a child that you see that has vaping products and they shouldn't or you don't want them to, instead of just throwing them in the trash, you can bring those and put them in those med return boxes throughout town, or you can bring them to us on the National Drug Take-Back Day on April 25th.
Originally, the thought may have been good to try to get people off of smoking cigarettes, but it morphed itself into something, a money-making scheme, and they're making money off of the adults who are staying hooked on it and then going down to the kids, just like regular drugs.
Right, and it's becoming very popular with kids because they can also, for example, like this pen, they could take this pen into high school and no one know that that's a vaping product for them. And they, just like cigarettes, vaping in the high school is not permitted, but they can have something like that and no one would know the difference.
Yes. I'm getting old, so most of that stuff, it's harder for me to understand that, which is good.
Right.
But then I know I'm getting older too. So
Well, they're very dangerous. One of the other things
Yes.
that we offer through the Nye Communities Coalition is the deterra bags.
yes, I got one of those from Kim. Tell us a little bit about that.
The deterra bags are a self-dispensing program, so you could come to the Nye Communities Coalition and we could give you some deterra bags. What these are is they're a biodegradable product that you could put any level of pills in, 6 ounces of liquid or cream or 45 pills. You tear off the top of this bag, put your pills in there or cream, fill it halfway full of water, zip it across the top, and throw it in the trash can so that you can dispense of these with biodegradable materials at your own home.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They work very well.
All right. I'll take your word for that one. Yes. We won't show you on the set here either. But
Yeah, we didn't bring anything to do an observation with that.
no.
But the med return that we do nationally, again, occurring in April on the 25th in front of Smith's at 10 to 2, it's very important. We were very successful last year in April and in October when we also hold the event then as well at the same location. So we encourage everyone to come, and anything you have that you are not currently taking that's at your home or prescribed, bring it in and get rid of it.
Yeah, because sometimes you get your doctor will change the medication that you're on, and then you just keep the old stuff in the cabinet for years sometimes. Yeah.
I have to tell you, when I had my home health company, I had so many clients that
that's
had
right.
overwhelming amounts of medications in their home. Most of it expired, unused, some of it never even opened. And I used to take a lot of that and take it to the hospital or the hospice or the sheriff's office. So now I get to oversee a program where we're actually directly impacting everyone in the community and giving them another source for getting rid of it.
I'm going to be funny and say, do you ever get any Viagra in there? Pills?
I don't know, I don't check, but if I get any, I'll let you know, John.
Okay. so anyway, I have to do that. Yeah. So anyway, this is going to happen April 25th.
April 25th,
Please
10
put
till
that
2,
up on the board.
in front of Smith's.
Okay. So the southwest corner of the parking lot, you'll be there?
Yes, right up against the building. So you can't miss us. We have a pop-up tent there, a 10 by 10 with a banner across the front.
Is that AmeriCorps helping you with that or no?
We do have AmeriCorps sometimes helping us there with the collections.
All right, so if you want to put the flyer back up there so we could see that. And then not the other one for this year. So I guess we're not going to get that. Anyway, thank you very much for sharing with us. And we will see you again next week. And keep looking for those pills for me, all right?
Yep. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Appreciate it.